Musasi obamani abawe nanyowe akakora ebyo byonna oleka engozi nyingi anyina embabazi Yesu omujuni wange akamubamba amusalaba omujuni wange Yesu nuko ebibi byange n'omusisi nyakabara bisobole kunyogebwa akamubamba amusalaba omujuni wange Yesu nuko ebibi byange n'omusisi nyakabara bisobole kunyogebwa ebitekerezo byawe iwe ow'oluganda obiteke hali Yesu luwe omujuni wawe n'osobola okufa awe bibi byawe byonna atiwe kwase Yesu luwe mucunguzi wa bonna akamubamba amusalaba omujuni wange Yesu ebitekerezo byawe iwe ow'oluganda obiteke hali Yesu luwe omujuni wawe n'osobola okufa awe bibi byawe byonna atiwe kwase Yesu luwe mucunguzi wa bonna akamubamba amusalaba omujuni wange Yesu nuko ebibi byange n'omusisi nyakabara bisobole kunyogebwa akamubamba amusalaba omujuni wange Yesu nuko ebibi byange n'omusisi nyakabara bisobole kunyogebwa
labalaba ensi yonna eri ku bunkenke buli kintu kitabuse abange kikye tuliko omulembe tuli mu mukyamu kirabika kwe kusembayeera ensi yonna yekyaye kaŋŋambe egudde eddalu teri kulanga kulala nyweza kyolina muganda wange nyweza ennaku endaganye zezino teri kulanga kulala
ennaku endaganye zezo nabbi oli Yesu zeyalanga mwaligira n'obwakabaka bwe kirimu mugaso ky'okuwakana nga weefudde talina maaso galaba ebyokwebuzabuza tebiritaasa muntu n'omu vamu ebyo ennaku endaganye zezo nabbi oli Yesu zeyalanga mwaligira n'obwakabaka bwe kirimu mugaso ky'okuwakana nga weefudde talina maaso galaba ebyokwebuzabuza tebiritaasa muntu n'omu va mu ebyo
abalaba buli wamu abazadde bali mu kukaaba eyazaala natuuka okwegomba oli atazaala omulembe tuli mu mujeemu bagugubye tebakyatuwulira lowooza ensi gyegenda abange bwe tuli wafu bwe tutyo bwe tuyimiridde teri kigenda maaso yesu kyatalanga kale nno zuukuko yake teri kulanga kulala
ennakwendaganye zezo nabyoli yesu zeyalanga mwaligira n'obwakabaka bwe kirimu mugaso ky'okuwakana nga weefudde talina maaso galaba ebyokwebuzabuza tebiritaasa muntu n'omu va mu ebyo ennakwendaganye zezo nabyoli yesu zeyalanga mwaligira n'obwakabaka bwe kirimu mugaso ky'okuwakana nga weefudde talina maaso galaba ebyokwebuzabuza tebiritaasa muntu n'omu va mu ebyo
golokoka obudde bukedde mukwano eyagamba tyabuzayo kaseera gye kitufa sembedde okulinda linze kiwanvu ngayagala fena tudduka ensi ebbanga nga linyodde nga lize fena twenenye va mu byandiwulira jjo teryamanyi byakyakyokola kikole leero tolwawo budde bwe buno teri kulanga kulala
ennakwendaganye zezo nabyoli yesu zeyalanga mwaligira n'obwakabaka bwe kirimu mugaso ky'okuwakana nga weefudde talina maaso galaba ebyokwebuzabuza tebiritaasa muntu n'omu va mu ebyo ennakwendaganye zezo nabyoli yesu zeyalanga mwaligira n'obwakabaka bwe kirimu mugaso ky'okuwakana nga weefudde talina maaso galaba ebyokwebuzabuza tebiritaasa muntu n'omu va mu ebyo
weewaawo ebyokwebuzabuza nkakasa tebikyayinza kukutaasa tewali kyotategedde tewali kyotalabye tewali kyotamanyi olwekyo oteekwa kwetereeza embeera ey'obunkenke eriwo ate erimu ebyokuyiga bingi ebisobola okwongera okutuyamba okwongera okutegeera Katonda. Njagala okutwala omukisa guno okwebaza bannange aba Militant Gospel Singers okuva eri Fort Portal mu ngeri enjawulo olw'obuweereza obwo bw'okusinza okukutendereza Mukama ate obulimu okubuulirira n'okulabula. Erinnya lya Mukama waffe lyebazibwe. Ssebo nnyabo andaba njagala nkwanirizeeko nate mu ngeri enjawulo olwa Ssabbiiti ya Mukama waffe gye tulimu mu kiseera kino. Yeebazibwe nnyo, akukuumye, akulabiridde, akuliisizza, akutaasizza wakati mu mbeera gye tugamba nti ekyali ya bunkenke naye Mukama n'akulekawo, Mukama n'akuteekawo, bambi n'afuba okulaba ng'obaawo. Twagala kusaasira bannaffe bonna abakoseddwa olw'ebizibu ebitali bimu, omuli okufiirwa, omuli okulwaza n'okusoberwa okutatadde. Tusaba Katonda ayongere okubeerawo gye muli, nammwe mwongere okumusemberera, mwongere okuweraga gy'ali. Ndi muzzukulu wa Kayiira Mawejje Paulo, omwanjuzi wa programu eno y'okusinza mu kkanisa yaffe ey'aba Seventh Day giyite ey'Abadventist nga tuli mu ddiiro lyo. Njagala kwebaza mwenna mikwano gyaffe abamaze okusinza okwammwe okwa omumaka njagala kubeebaza mwebale nnyo mwebalire ddala ate nammwe abateekateeka oluvannyuma lwa kuno nammwe njagala kubeebaza ate nammwe abali mu kusinza kuno nga musinza bwe mutyo ku BBS Terefayina nammwe njagala kubeebazaako nnyo nnyini ddala. Mukama twagala kumwebaza olw'ebyo ebigenze birabikanga bigenda bitoolokoka bigenda bigonjooka bigenda bitereera era tukyabisuubira olw'essaala ennyingi nti Mukama akyatuviirayo, Mukama ajja kutusaasira tutereere. Nategeddeko nti emmotoka baazitadde oba zewandiisize oba tezinnaba ne baziwayo ennaku 3 abasobola okudda mu byalo basobola okudda mu byalo olw'embeera eno. Ndowooza akaseera ako katukakozese era twagala kwebaza olw'okufaayo kwonna okulabika eri abantu ba bulijjo. Mu ngeri endala njagala kwebaza mwenna abafuddeyo okuyamba, abafuddeyo okulabirira, abafuddeyo okugumya, abafuddeyo okukola kyonna kye musobola eri bannammwe. Mukama twagala kumwebaza olw'ekyo. Mu kusinza ku lunaku olwaleero njagadde kukujjukizaako ate n'okukwebaza gwabadde okuyita mu wiiki naye nga ofuba okwogerako ne Mukama, ofuba okusoma ku kigambo kye, ofuba okuyiga ku by'omwoyo. Eno mu kkanisa yaffe nabategeeza nti tulina ebyokuyiga ebya buli lunaku, ebyokuyiga eby'okumakya ate n'ebyokuyiga eby'ekiseera eky'enjawulo ffenna mu nsi yonna bye tuyigira awamu nga bye bimu. Wiiki eno tubadde tutunuulira nnyo olunyiriri lwe tuyita olw'okujjukira oluli eri mu Kuva essuula eya 20, olunyiriri olwokubiri awali ebigambo bino bye njagadde nsooke nkusomeremu okwo ebigamba nti nze Mukama Katondawo eyakuggya mu nsi ey'e Misiri mu nnyumba ey'obuddu. Ebigambo ebyo byakujjukiza. Lwaki Mukama akikola? Bitwalabye okuyita mu lesoni eno gye tuzze tuyiga, waliwo ebintu bingi ebigenda bivumbulwa, ebigenda birabika, ebijja. Ebimu bibadde bigezaako okutulaga obukakafu bw'ebyo Bayibuli byeyogera, ekirabika nga si kibi. Ebyo bizze olw'okubanga waliwo n'abamu abawakanya ebya Bayibuli. Naye ekigambo ekikulu kyabadde oba waliwo ebiriwo ebivumbuddwa, ekyo kirungi ebiraga ekyo. Naye oba tebiriiwo, sigala ng'otunuulira Bayibuli nga ekulambika n'okukulaga ekyokukola. Era etukoze bulungi. Akalala ke nayagadde mu lesoni ya wiiki eno kabadde kalaga bajjajjaffe omukulu gwe baaleka okukkiriza okwo n'ebyo bye baakola nga ffe mwe tutambulidde leero. Simanyi gwaliwo mu kiseera kino kiki kyolaga abaliddawo biki banaalaba nti ddala twalina bakadde baffe abalina kye baakola. Nsaba Mukama akumpeera omukisa gwayiga naffe naawe ayiga Bayibuli yo. Mukama nsaba akumpeera omukisa. Mu kusinza ku lunaku olwaleero njagala okukwanjulira mukadde waffe agenda okutuweerayo okusaba, asabire ku maka ago, asabire ku mirimu gyo, asabire ku ggwanga lyattu. Musumba Hannington Ntuulo okuva wali ekireka SDA oba ku bulabiriza ekkanisa ya conference ye musumba atwala etwala eryo, agenda kutuweerayo okusaba okw'enjawulo n'akagambo kamu. Naye oluvannyuma lw'ebyo tulyoke tugende ate mu kusinza okw'omu kkanisa ne mukadde waffe Musumba Moses Maka Dokita. Naye katumale okuvaako omusumba abuuze ku balabi ate era n'okutuweerayo okusaba okw'enjawulo. Taata
abagalwa, abaana ba Katonda yonna gye musinziira okuwuliriza n'okutunuulira n'okulaba BBS Terefayina, njagala kutwala mukisa guno okubalamusaako enki eno nti Mukama yeebale abalabiridde, yeebale agabiridde obulamu bwammwe okuyita mu nnaku zino ze tuyisiemu, era yeebale abayisizza mu biseera ebizibu abantu lwe tubadde awaka totale nga tutudde nga tuli mu kwebuuza ebibuuzo ebingiko, naye tukkiriza ti Katonda atuwaddeyo omukisa omulala ate okuvaako awaka okutandika obulamu mpola mpola. Kituufu ng'abaana bakatonda waliwo ebisoomooza wano na wali n'olwaleero. Bannaffe abanoonya byokkola emu tebinnaba kubaawo, tuteekwa okubateeka mu kusaba kwaffe enkyeni olwaleero. Naye bannaffe abali mu mbeera ey'okunyigirizibwa, abali mu malwaliro, abali mu maka gaabwe, naye okusinga ennyo twagala kukkiriza nti yatuusiza olwaleero ne mu maaso gye tugenda ajja kutulabirira. Twagala kumusaba ayongere okuwanirira obulamu bwaffe n'okweyongerayo, abasobodde okutuula mu ddiiro zammwe mu maka gammwe awo mu kusinza kuno n'okuyiga kwonna, nsaba Mukama abawe omukisa. Kansabe tweyombeeke eyo gye tuli tusabe. Taata waffe Mukama muyinza ebintu byonna, tukweyanzizza olw'enki eno Mukama gy'otuwadde. Kituufu olunaku lwa Ssabbiiti lw'otutuusizzaako, nnaku 6 zibaddemu okunyigirizibwa wano na wali eri abaana bo okwetooloola. Nzikiriza mulimu abalwadde naye obayisizza mu nnaku 6. Waliwo ne bawonyezza ne wetwogerera nga basobodde okuwonyezebwa endwadde zaabwe. Mukama tukkiriza nti eddagala lye bafunye n'olikkiriza n'oliwa omukisa obulamu bwabwe busobodde okukyukako. Kitaffe enki eno tuteeka abaddu bo n'abazaana bo okwetooloola eggwanga lino n'ebweru waalyo n'ensi yonna. Mukama enki eno jangu basinkane. Kitaffe abalina okusoberwa wakati mu maka gaabwe ng'abafumbo nga bwe kiri mu nnaku zino, Yesu okuyita mu Ssabbiiti eno mu bubaka bwonna, mu bubaka obw'omu nnyimba bwe tugenda okugabana ekigambo kyo kabibeere mukisa eri obulamu bwabwe. N'okusinga ennyo Omwoyo Omutukuvu ayogere na buli omu ku ffe. Obulamu bwaffe wakati mu maka mwe tubeera ne gye tukolera emirimu bubeere mukisa eri bonna. Kitaffe tusabira eggwanga lino Uganda, gw'oliwaniridde okutuuka wano. Tusabira obukulembeze bw'eggwanga lino kuva ku His Excellency the President of this country Uganda. Mukama tusaba oyongere okuluŋŋamya obukulembeze buno, oyongere okuwa amagezi, oyongere okugabirira buli ekyetaagibwa mu bukulembeze bw'eggwanga lino, baminisita n'abakulembeze okutuuka wansi. Buli muddu n'omuzaana waaweereza, Mukama abeere mukisa eri abantu. Kitaffe tetulema kusabira Bwakabaka bwa Uganda. Mukama tusabira Mukama Ssaabasajja n'obukulembeze bonna obuli wansi eno obuweereza mu Bwakabaka buno. Kitaffe tusaba Omwoyo Omutukuvu ayongere okubakulembera, bawa obulamu obulungi, basobole okuluŋŋamya eggwanga lino, Bwakabaka buno mu ngeri ez'enjawulo. Bwakabaka buno bubeere mukisa eri abantu bo. Abantu bawonyezebwe mu ndwadde kuyita mu puroguramu eziteekebwawo, bakulaakulane mu mubiri ate bakulaakulane ne mu mwoyo kuyita mu kigambo kyo. Bawa obulamu obulungi Mukama. Enki eno nsabira omuddu Dr. Makanga agenda kugabana ekigambo kye gye tuli. Mukama musinkane, muluŋŋamye kye tugenda okuyiga enki eno. Omwoyo Omutukuvu akiruŋŋamye kibeere mukisa eri obulamu bwaffe okuteekebwateekebwa olw'Obwakabaka obugenda okujja. Kitaffe embeera y'obulwadde COVID-19 ng'erabika ekyeyongera okuliisa enkundi mu Uganda, Mukama twegayirira jangu yongere okutukuuma. Ne bwe tutuusa olwaleero Mukama tukkiriza nti kibadde kisa kyo. Yongera okugaba ekisa kyo Mukama eri abaddu bo n'abazaana bo. Enki eno Mukama tuwonze buli muddu wo n'omuzaana wo atulaba n'atuwuliriza enki eno. Omanyi nga bwe yeetaaga era nga bw'ali mu ddiira bwe yeewombeese. Mukama yogera naye, mukisinkane kinnoomu, muwe omukisa n'ekisinga obukulu Mukama omuteeketeeke nga bw'omwagala olw'Obwakabaka obugenda okujja. Bwe tubo tusabye byonna mu linnya lya Yesu Kristo Mukama waffe. Amiina.
Twagala kwebaza olw'obubaka bwa mukadde waffe. Mukkirize mu kiseera kino bannanga aba militant kwaya oluyimba olugamba nti ensi tekungulwa lutukulemberemu okugenda mu bubaka bwa mukadde waffe Dr. Maka. Nkwagaliza okulaba n'okuwuliriza okulungi.
Enenkola ya leero vaamu mpitewo, kano kayisa nyonna baki abange tugenda wa. Jjukira omusajja Kaini yawemukira ddala ddala ng'ayagala kuyisa muganda we Aberi. Weegendereze muganda wange, totomera, saba Mukama kuyambe, enensi tekungulwa. Eno enkola ya leero, vaawo mpitewo, kano kayisa nyonna baki abange tugenda wa. Jjukira omusajja Kayini yawemukira ddala ddala ng'ayagala kuyisa muganda we Aberi. Weegendereze muganda wange, totomera, saba Mukama kuyambe, enensi tekungulwa. Nali nina mukwano gwange kati yafa emyaka mingi, naye yaŋŋamba ky'osize ky'okungula, z'okoze ntono z'olyako. Kati onoonya ki, otangatanga ki, owalana baki, bubaveewo oyitewo ogendawo. Kumirawo wooli, saba Mukama kuyambe. Eno enkola ya leero, vaawo mpitewo, kano kayisa nyonna baki abange tugenda wa. Jjukira omusajja Kayini yawemukira ddala ddala ng'ayagala kuyisa muganda we Aberi. Weegendereze muganda wange, totomera, saba Mukama kuyambe, enensi tekungulwa. Eno enkola ya leero, vaawo mpitewo, kano kayisa nyonna baki abange tugenda wa. Jjukira omusajja Kayini yawemukira ddala ddala ng'ayagala kuyisa muganda we Aberi. Weegendereze muganda wange, totomera, saba Mukama kuyambe, enensi tekungulwa. Jite kuba kugoba mpewo, omugagga n'omwavu, enjawulo tetugiraba, banoonya ssente. Obutakuwa bambi oluzifuna, ne bye baguze ne biggwawo, wano we tutuuse, buli omu na mukisa gwe ogoba baki. Leka bagende, kola bibyo, saba Mukama. Emikisa gikuwe, akayisa nyo kaveemu. Eno enkola ya leero, vaawo mpitewo, kano kayisa nyonna baki abange tugenda wa. Jjukira omusajja Kayini yawemukira ddala ddala ng'ayagala kuyisa muganda we Aberi. Weegendereze muganda wange, totomera, saba Mukama kuyambe, enensi tekungulwa. Eno enkola ya leero, vaawo mpitewo, kano kayisa nyonna baki abange tugenda wa. Jjukira omusajja Kayini yawemukira ddala ddala ng'ayagala kuyisa muganda we Aberi. Weegendereze muganda wange, totomera, saba Mukama kuyambe, enensi tekungulwa.
mwenna eyo gye musinziira okutuwuliriza n'okutulaba. Njagala okutwala omukisa guno okubalamusaako n'okubaniriza mu pulogulaamu eno mu linnya lya Mukama waffe Yesu. Yeebale abankuumidde, yeebale abalabiridde okuyita mu mbeera eno etabadde nnyangu era ng'ekyali nzibu, naye ne tumwebaza kubanga abaddewo era akyaliwo ku lwaffe. Twagala okwebaza era abateesiteesi olwa pulogulaamu ennungi bweti okusobola okutuukako n'okuweereza ekigambo kya Katonda eyo yonna gy'osinziira okutulaba n'okutuwuliriza. Olwaleero njagala okkirize okujja nange mu bubaka bw'olunaku luno. Tugende mu kitabo kya Mubuulizi, Omubuulizi essula esooka olunyiriri olwokubiri. Bayibuli egamba nti obutaliimu obusinga obutaliimu bwonna, bw'ayogera Omubuulizi. Obutaliimu obusinga obutaliimu bwonna, byonna butaliimu. Olwaleero njagadde okwogera ku nsonga egamba nti obutaliimu bw'obulamu bw'ensi eno. Naye nga tetunaagenda mu kyokuyiga kino, kansabe muganda wange mwannyinaza mpuliriza tusobole okwewombeeka, tumwegayire Omutonzi asobole okubeera naffe mu kusinza n'obubaka bwa leero. Katonda kitaffe ssebo, Kabaka omukulu w'ekitiibwa, nannyini ggulu na nsi, tukugulumiza ssebo, tukuwa ekitiibwa kubanga gwe Katonda waffe, gwe Mutonzi waffe, ate gwe Mulokozi waffe mu Kristo Yesu. Weebale n'ekiseera ky'otuwadde okuba nti tusobola okwogera ku linnya lyo, okwetegereza ekigambo kyo, ate ekiseera kino omwoyo wo okutubudaabuda n'okutuliisa nga tukulemberwa okuyita mu mbeera eno. Twosaba ogulumizibwe ggwe, oweebwe ekitiibwa mu bulamu bwaffe ne mu nsi yonna, kubanga tusabye nga twebaza okuyita mu linnya lya Yesu Kristo Mukama waffe. Amiina. Obutaliimu bw'obulamu bw'ensi eno. Abayizi abasoma eby'embeera z'abantu mu ttendekero erimu eriyitibwa John Hopkins University mu nsi y'Abamerika baakola okunoonyereza, ng'okunoonyereza kuno bagezezzaako okutunuulira abayizi mutwalo mulamba. Abayizi bano mutwalo mulamba babajja mu matendekero aga waggulu, ziyita universities ez'enjawulo okwetooloola ensi yonna. Mu bayizi bano mutwalo mulamba mu matendekero gano 50, abayizi bano abasoma embeera z'obulamu bw'omuntu baali bagezaako kwetegereza obukulu n'obulungi bw'obulamu bw'ensi eno, era baabuuza abayizi bano abaali mu mwaka ogwokusatu n'ogwokuna nga bamaliriza banatera okufuluma okutikkirwa. Baababuuza ekibuuzo ekigamba nti kiki ky'olowooza ekisinga okuba ekikulu mu bulamu? Ekibuuzo kyali nti kiki ky'olowooza ekisinga okuba ekikulu mu bulamu, nga bagezaako okubagamba nti nga munatera okufuluma okugenda mu nsi, nga mumaze okuteekebwateekebwa, okutendekebwa, okusisinkana obulamu bw'ensi eno, kiki ggwe ky'olowooza nti kye kikusingira okuba ekikulu ky'ogenda okuteekako essira mu bulamu bw'ensi eno? Ekibuuzo kino kyabuuzibwa buli muyizi ku bano omutwalo mulamba, naye baali bakisa ne bagezaako okubawa ebimu ku by'okuddamu ebyo baali balonze nti bye bikulu abayizi ababa bafuluma nga batiikiddwa bye batera okutunuulira n'okulowoozaako. Gamba okunoonya omulimu, to get a job, kukola okufuna ssente, to make money, abamu okufuna amaka, to buy a mortgage, abamu bali mu mukwano bakula bafune amaka n'obufumbo, abamu to buy a car, okugula emmotoka, abamu ne babateerawo to enjoy life, okunyumirwa obulamu. Mmaze okusoma mbadde mbonaabona ekyomusanvu kyali nti okuzuula amakulu ag'obulamu bwange, okuzuula amakulu n'omugaso ogw'obulamu bwange. Ensonga zino omusanvu ekyewuunyisa nti abayizi bano abaali bamaze okutendekebwa nga banatera okutikkirwa bagenda buli omu ng'alina ensonga gy'ateekako essira. Naye ekyewuunyisa nti ekyomusanvu kye kyasinga okufuna okusembebwa okusinga obungi, kubanga bano abaagamba nti okuzuula amakulu n'omugaso gw'obulamu be baali basinga obungi, kumpi ebitundu 5 ku buli 100. Ampuliriza, amakulu n'obulamu bw'ensi eno. Ensonga ekwata ku bukulu n'omugaso gw'obulamu mu nsi eno kye kinyusi ddala ekyetoololera mu kitabo kya Mubuulizi. Omubuulizi w'ekitabo kino alowoozebwa okuba nti ye Sulemaani. Awandiika nga abuuza ekibuuzo ekikulu ekyo kye simanyi oba nawe wali ukyebuuzizza. Lwaki wooli mu nsi muno? Kiki ekikulu kyonoonya mu nsi muno? Kiki ky'osimbyeko essira mu bulamu? Lwaki wooli? Lwaki wazaalibwa? Kiki ky'ogenderera okutuukako mu bulamu bw'ensi eno? Ye ovaawa? Oli luddawa? Otuuseewa? Era olagawa? Abasinga obungi ekibuuzo kino tetukyetegereza, naye okutuusa ng'omaze okwebuuza ekibuuzo kino, lwaki wendi? Lwaki natondebwa? Nvaawo era ndagawa? Omugaso gwange ku nsi kuno kiki? Abamu ku nsi tulya ne tunywa ne tubeerawo ne tufa naye nga tetumanyi lwaki tubaddewo. We tuli abamu nga tuli balamu olwaleero naye nga tetumanyi tuyitiddwa kukola ki? Ekigendererwa kyaffe kiki? Era nkeera kutuukiriza ki? Oba ttafaali ki lye nteeka ku ebyo bye nina okukola okutuukiriza mu bulamu bw'ensi eno? Y'ensonga lwaki abamu tutuuka ne ku nkomero y'obulamu bwaffe ne tuwumula ne tulwala ne tuba ng'abava mu nfuufu y'ensi eno ne tugenda nga tetumatidde, ne tugenda nga tetwagala, ne tutuuka okufa naye nga tuli beeraliikirivu, nga tutidde nnyo. Ensonga eri emu nti oyinza okuba nga n'ekigendererwa ky'obulamu bwo tonnakituukako. Waliwo omusajja omu eyali amanyi ekigendererwa ky'obulamu bwe ayitibwa Pawulo. Ye bw'aba awandika mu Timoseewo ekyokubiri essula ey'omukaaga, essula ey'okuna olunyiri olw'omukaaga, awandika n'agamba nti ekiseera kyange eky'okuyibwa kituuse, ekiseera kyange eky'okufa kituuse. Naye n'agamba nti nnwanye okulwana okulungi, okukkiriza nkukuumye, n'olugendo ndutuusiza. Omuntu ayogera bw'atyo ye muntu amaze okutegeera olugendo lwe luli lutya. Ye muntu amaze okutunula mu bulamu bwe n'ategeera ekigendererwa ky'obulamu bwe. Ye muntu atunudde mu bulamu bwe n'ategeera nti ekyo Mukama kye yampitira okukola, Mukama kye yantondera okutuukiriza mu nsi muno, nkituukiriza, nkikoze era kigguse. Ampuliriza, omuwandiisi ono awandiika ekitabo kino ekya Mubuulizi era nga yali agezaako okufuluma asobole okunoonya amakulu g'obulamu, omugaso gw'obulamu bwe mu nsi eno. This is the theme of the book. Afuluma ng'ekigendererwa kye kwe kunoonya omugaso gw'obulamu buno kyeki? Lwaki wendi? Makulu ki ge nnoonya mu bulamu buno? Kyava atuuka ku lunyiriri olwokusatu n'abuuza ekibuuzo nti magoba ki omuntu gajja mu mulimu gwe gwonna gwakola wansi w'enjuba? What profit is there mu muntu byonna byakola? Naye akomawo n'amaliriza ensonga ye mu kigambo kimu kyaddiŋŋana emirundi n'emirundi mu lunyiriri olwokubiri ng'amaze okubuuza ekibuuzo ekyo, magoba ki? Addamu ekibuuzo ekyo mu lunyiriri olwokubiri n'agamba nti obutaliimu obusinga obutaliimu bwonna, bw'ayogera Omubuulizi. Obutaliimu obusinga obutaliimu byonna butaliimu. addinga n'ekigambo kino emirundi 5 mu lunyiriri lumu obutaliimu obusinga obutaliimu. Ekigambo kino kyakyusa nti obutaliimu mu bayibuli yaffe ey'Oluganda. Nagezezaako okukyetegereza mu bayibuli y'Abaganda baffe Abakatuliki nga yo bw'eba ekikyusa tekozesa kigambo obutaliimu, agamba nti temuli kantu mu bulamu bwansi eno, temuli kantu mu byonna mu bulamu bw'ensi eno, temuli kantu. Era ekyo ekigambo mu Luzungu ekikyusibwa as vanity okusinziira ku bayibuli yo, abamu bakikyusa as meaninglessness, uselessness, worthless n'ebirala ebyeyongerayo, nga omuwandiisi w'ekitabo kino wagezaako okuggyayo ekigambo eky'Olwebbulaniya, ekigambo ekizibu ennyo okukyusa. Kyova olaba n'ab'Oluzungu bagezaako okuleeta buno na buli, naye ng'ekigambo kyennyini kibalema okukwatako, kibalema okufunza, kibalema okuggyayo, kubanga teri kigambo n'ekimu kisobola kunnyonnyola buzito na bwagaagavu bwa kigambo kino eky'Olwebbulaniya kye bagezaako okukyusa. Ekigambo kino kye bagezaako okukyusa kye kigambo ky'Olwebbulaniya ekiyitibwa Hebel. Sirina bwe nyinza kukikyusa kusukka awo, naye kiri Hebel. Hebel kye kigambo ekikyusibwa nga vanity, obutaliimu, temuli kantu. Hebel kye kigambo ekikyusibwa nga worthless, meaningless n'ebiringa ebyo byonna. Naye ekigambo kino Hebel bw'obanga ogezaako okukifuna mu bwagaagavu bwakyo ne mu buzibwa bw'ensonga, kye kintu ekitabeerera, ekintu ekiggwaawo, ekintu ekiyita obuyisi nga kibaddewo naye ne kitasobola kubeerera ne ne kigenda nga kiggweerera. Hebel kye kintu ekitalina makulu naye nga kirabise ng'ekirina, kye kintu ekirimbalimba naye ng'omugaso gwakyo si gwegwo gwennyini gwe kireeta. Ekintu ekitalina muwendo, ekintu ekirabika ng'ekitagasa, ekintu ekitalinamu muganyulo gwonna. Mu nkyusa endala kye kintu ekigeregeranyizibwa n'omukka oguva mu kamwako oba omukka oguva mu mazzi nga gatokota. Hebel kye kigambo ekyo ekivaayo ng'omukka ogwo nga olinga ng'agulabye, olinga ng'ategeera nti weeguli naye nga tosobola gukwata, tosobola na kulaba gye gulaze. Hebel kigeraageranyizibwa era n'empewo, empewo ekunta ne tosobola kugiraba, ne tosobola okugiwulira, tosobola kutegeera evaawa era eragawa, tosobola kutegeera yakala ki naye ng'osobola okutegeera nti ebaddewo. Hebel kye kintu ekyo kirabikanga nga ekiriwo naye nga tosobola kukifunza n'ogamba nti kino nkikutte era kiri wano. Abawandiisi kye bava bagamba nti obutaliimu, temuli kantu. Muwandiisi ono kyava aleeta ennyiriri zino ng'akulaga nti obutaliimu obusinga obutaliimu bwonna, byonna butaliimu, obutaliimu obusinga obutaliimu bwonna, byonna butaliimu. Ng'agezaako okugamba nti byonna by'oyinza okulowoozaako, byonna by'oyinza okwogerako mu nsi muno, byonna by'oyinza okufumiitirizaako mu nsi muno, muwandiisi ono akugamba nti byonna ebyo butaliimu. Simanyi oba ebirowoozo byo bikuleetera ki bwe ŋŋamba nti byonna. Mbeera nkugamba omuwandiisi ono nga bw'agamba nti byonna ebiriwo wansi w'enjuba. Wansi w'enjuba kitegeeza ki? Kitegeeza enjuba weesobola okutuuka wonna, kitegeeza ku lukalu lw'ensi eno. N'agamba nti ebintu byonna ebiri ku lukalu lw'ensi eno butaliimu, byonna butaliimu obusinga obutaliimu. Omuwandiisi omu ayitibwa Wycliffe Shule Omumerika awandiika mu katabo ke akamu akayitibwa The Nothingness of Life, obutaliimu bw'obulamu, n'asengeka ensonga mu zimu ku ssuula z'awandiika n'agamba ebigambo bino. agamba bw'ati mu Lusungu, there is nothing in this life that satisfies. Nti mu nsi muno teri kimatiza. In life, something seems to satisfy when we don't have it. Nti mu nsi muno ekintu kiringanga ekirabikanga ekimatiza naye nga tokirina. The moment you get it, you hunger even the more. Nti bw'omala okukifuna ate weeyongera kuwankawanka. Mazima gali nti ebintu by'ensi eno birabikanga omuzungu kyayita mirage. Nti ekintu kirabikanga ekiriwo. Mirage kitegeeza nti kyekintu kyolengera nga kiringanga ekiriwo. Wali otambuliddeko ku luguudo lwa kolansi n'olengera nga walinganga waliyo amazzi mu maaso, n'ogenda okutuukawo nga amazzi geeyongeddeyo. Amazima gali nti tewali mazzi naye galabikanga amazzi ddala. Amazima gali nti kirimbalimba naye nga si mazzi ddala. Ebintu ebibaddewo olwaleero bikulaga nti ebintu by'ensi eno biringanga mazzi. Byogereko, sente ziringanga mazzi agali eyo nga mirage agali eyo nga galabingako agaliyo naye ogenda okutuukayo tezimatiza. Obugagga, obuyigirize, sayansi, amaanyi, essanyu, byonna by'ensi eno biringanga obutaliimu. Omuwandiisi ono kyava amaliriza nga agamba nti byonna byogeddwa mu Lunyiriro lwa 13 essula ye12 mu kitabo kyekimu, nti byonna biwuliddwa, byonna byogeddwa, naye ekisinga obukulu tya Katonda. Ampuliriza, yali omuwandiisi wa Zabbuli eyawandiika mu ssuula ye17 olunyiriri olusooka n'olwokubiri, n'agamba nti Mukama bw'atazimba nnyumba, abazimba bazimbira bwereere. Ampuliriza, njagala okutegeeza nti obulamu bw'ensi eno butaliimu. Omala kutuuka ku nkomerero yaabwo n'otunula emabega n'otegeera nti bye wali olwanirira temubadde. Ekikulu ekisinga byonna kye tulina okutunulira n'okuteekako amaaso, omuwandiisi ono nga bwe yagamba nti byonna bye yabitambula naye n'atazuulayo kantu kamuleetera makulu, byonna butaliimu. Kye yazuula kiri kimu, tekiri ku nsi kuno, kiri waggulu. Tekiri ku lukalu lwa nsi eno enjuba weetambulira, naye kiri waggulu, ye Mukama. Kubanga ye bw'atazimba nnyumba, bw'atakuuma, bw'atakolera wamu naffe, tukuuma, twekuuma naye tukolera bwereere. Kyenva maliriza nga nkugamba, zimbira wamu ne Mukama, kolera wamu ne Mukama. Oyo akukulembere mbulamu bw'ensi eno, noonye oyo kubanga kyekinyusi kya byonna. Akunkuumire Mukama, omunoonyi oyo nga bw'akyayinza okulabika olwaleero. Otambule n'oyo mu mbeera yonna, otegeere nti Mukama w'atali ebirala byonna biika. Otegeere nti Mukama bw'atabeera mu bufumbo bwo, bw'atabeera mu bizinesi zo, bw'atabeera mu kuzimba kwo, bw'atabeera mu kusoma kwo, bw'atabeera mu baana bo, bw'atabeera mu byonna, Mukama bw'atabeera mu byo, otawanira bwereere. Nkukwasa Mukama olwaleero nga nkugamba nti byonna butaliimu, ne byonna bisobola okufuuka eby'ensonga nga Mukama waali, nga Mukama mwali. N'ebigambo ebyo njagala okukusaba twewombeeke, tumwebaze. Kitaffe Mukama omuyinza wa byonna, erinnya lyo lyebazibwe, ligulumizibwe era liweebwe ekitiibwa. Twagala okukwebaza kubanga oli Katonda omuyinza wa byonna. Otwagala ekyenkanidde awo nti bwe watutonda mu ngeri yo, mu mbeera zo, tetusobola kufuna mugaso mu nsi muno okuggyako nga oyingiddewo mu bulamu bwaffe. Kyenva nsaba nti yingira mu bulamu bwange, yingira mu bulamu bwaffe, yingira mu bulamu bwa muganda wange oyo, mwannyinaze oyo, ng'akola byonna by'akola mu nsi muno bisobole okuba eby'omugaso, bisobole okumuwa okuganyulwa mu bulamu bw'ensi eno, kubanga ali wamu naawe, kubanga akusoosowaza mu bintu byonna. Tusaba Katonda ffe nti kikafuuwe ffe okuyita mu nsi muno, twejjuse tuyitemu Katonda ffe nga tetufunye mugaso nga tugenze ffekka bwe tutyo. Ne katambule wamu naawe leero ne bulijjo, gwe ofuuke ensonga mu bulamu bwaffe, ekinyusi ekyetoololerwako buli nsonga yonna gye tukola, era byonna bye twenyigiramu ku nkomerero tuweebwe omukisa era tusikire n'obwakabaka obutagwawo, kuba Yesu Kristo Mukama waffe. Amiina. Mukama akumpeera omukisa era abeere wamu naawe.
twagala kwebaza Katonda olw'ebigambo ebya mukadde waffe omusumba. Mbadde wano ne munywanyi wange Kyeyune awulidde akwata kamera wano, naye abadde awulira ebigambo ebyo ajuze n'okukaaba amaziga, naye Mukama waffe afaayo. Manyi naawe gy'oli mukwano gwange nti olinako w'otuuse ku nsonga y'ebigambo ebyo. Nsaba Mukama ayongere okwogera awamu naawe. Bannange njagala kubeebazaako tubadde mbuweereza buno abakwasi ba kamera abakulembeddwamu omukulu Ivan Kyeyune. Njagala kwebaza producer programu eno mukulu Geoff Sembiro, ate munange Derek naawe njagala kukwebazaako mashini ya mukulu Adam ne Bob. Mwebale nnyo, mwebalire ddala. Njagala kubasibulira wano oluvannyuma lw'okusinza okwo tugenda kuddamu okusinkana akawungezi ku ssaawa 3 mu programu yaffe Entiko ya Sabbiiti. Mukama akunkuumire, siba bulungi Sabbiiti ennungi, Ssaabasajja Kabaka awangaale.
Chama okuva ku Mukama enkola ebitasana omubi yakoza byonna nenderabira ekkubo Mukama nsaba nkomewo mbeerenga mukwe ebibi byange binkoyeza onkwate umukono mponye Mukama nsaba nkomewo mbeerenga mukwe ebibi byange binkoyeza onkwate umukono mponye ebbanga liweze nga nnyonona ku luno nkomawo gy'oli sirina ssanyu mu mwoyo kyenvudde nkomawo gy'oli Mukama nsaba nkomewo mbeerenga mukwe ebibi byange binkoyeza onkwate umukono mponye Mukama nsaba nkomewo mbeerenga mukwe ebibi byange binkoyeza onkwate umukono mponye koye okubonaabona Mukama nsaba kujja gy'oli ekisa kya Yesu kyokka bwe bulokozi bwange Mukama nsaba nkomewo mbeerenga mukwe ebibi byange binkoyeza onkwate umukono mpone
Official takes the crown, Favabote with the best in town. Official new chapter, anti-new chapter. Mbadde bulijjo ndobedde ku quantity labate official omwana bweyiwawo quality. Empa much more data for less, nembona stress wali ate ku face. Unbeatable, data bundle. With AfriCell internet I can handle. Yes, AfriCell made it for you. The best and most affordable bundles are finally out. Dial *133# to select and activate your best data bundle, because with AfriCell you're very special.
AfriCell, connecting communities. AfriCell is regulated by Uganda Communications Commission.
Chituzi Health Drink, ekyokunywa kyakakasibwa ekitongole ekyekebejja omutindo gw'ebintu mu ggwanga ekya UNBS. Kikolebwa mu katiko, honey ne green tea nga kirina emigaso mingi omuli okuziyiza kansa, okugogola emisuwa, okwoza obutwa mibiri n'emigaso emirala nfaafa.
Ekyokunywa ekikolebwa okuva mu kitiko ekya shiitake mushroom kyankizo nnyo okuyambako mu kugula emisuwa ate n'okulaba nti omubiri gukozesa emmere eyo gy'olidde ereme okusumbwa oba kye twandiyise indigestion. Juice ono ali mu kacupa ka milliliters 3 era nga kagula siringi 10 zokka. Chituzi Health Drink ali maduuka gonna ne supermarkets. Gw'omusuubuzi musange ba agency baffe mu Kikuubo mu Kampala. Okumanya ebisingawo bakubira ku 0787 304 531 oba 0787 305 009. Chituzi Health Drink. Have a healthy life.
Like the sound of life itself, Honor Fresh Fruit Juice is refreshing and certainly satisfying. Honor Juice is tasty, natural, and healthy. A taste of Honor will taunt your taste buds, leaving you in a storm of refreshment. It is splendid, a gift from Mother Nature to you. Time after time, sip after sip, crave the waves of pure fruit goodness, filled with a nutritious, healthy load.
It comes in 2 luscious flavors, apple and mango. Honor Fruit Juice. Freshness you can taste. A product of the Reham family.
Tujjukira ebiseera byewagendanga mu salooni ew'omuyooyoosi wo n'akuyooyoota n'ovaawo ng'omatidde ng'olabika bulungi ng'era oli mugumu nti buli w'ogenda okuyita kebeera embaga oba kasiki ka mukwano gwo mu buli ngeri abantu bajja kukyuka emitwe nga bakulabyeko. Essanyu lyaffe liva mu kuyambako okutuukiriza ebiruubirirwa byo eri endabikayo. Naye mu kaseera kano nga tulwanyisa COVID-19 obulamu bwo n'okwekuumaako bya mugaso nnyo gye tuli. Y'ensonga lwaki tukkubiriza okwekuuma ng'okozesa Movit Hand Wash, Movit Herbal Soap ne Movit Body Milk Soap. Okumala waakiri ekitone nnyo obutikitiki nga 20. Era tuli bagumu tesinga onoobikozesa kijja kuyamba okwewala obulwadde bwa COVID-19. Tusigale nga tuli batebenkevu era tunyumirwa akaseera ketumala ne famire zaffe. Tuli bagumu nti ng'eggwanga tugenda kuvvuunuka coronavirus.
Move it. All day confidence.
Tosubwa ku BBS Terefayina. Tosubwa ekisaawe okuva ku bbalaza okutuuka ku lunaku olwokutaano ssaawa 7 paka ssaawa 8. Tosubwa ku BBS Terefayina.
Kiki ekikufuula omugole? Enteekateeka, endabika, entimba y'omukolo, ennyambala oba omukwano. Okwagala si bikolwa wabula ky'owulira eri oyo gw'oyagala. Neegattaako buli lwa Sande nga nkutuusaako emikolo okuviira ddala mu kwanjula okutuuka ku mbaga. Ddala ensandwa n'amatovu. Puroguramu y'ewange buli lwa Sande wano ku BBS Terefayina.
Oh baby, yalo ndani ya mtima nikueleze how I feel.
Tosubwa.
Has my candidate
Terefayina eyaffe.
somera mu ddiiro lyo ng'ewagiddwa Maryland High School erisangibwa Entebbe. Ssomero ly'abawala n'abalenzi tusomesa arts ne sciences okuviira ddala ku siniya esooka okutuukira ddala ku siniya ey'omukaaga nga lisangibwa mu kifo ekiweweevu obulungi. Tulina ebisulo eby'omulembe, science laboratory ssaako ne computer lab wamu ne.
She gives you her number, but your pen didn't work and the bus is gone. Get a pen you can rely on. Big Crystal, the long-lasting pen with perfect ink flow.
Wamune.
Green Hill Academy has high standards of learning and the teachers are very good. They give you a sense of belonging. Green Hill has helped me to discover my talent. The environment is...
abasomesa betulina bakugu mu baana abaana tubalisa bulungi nnyo munnange tulina main campus buddo naggalabi nga bwakayisa buddo.
Good afternoon, dear viewers. You are most welcome to yet another edition of Somera Mudiro Lyo. My name, as usual, Chibuka Chizito Edwin from St. Savio Junior School, Chisubi. Allow me thank the Almighty God who has kept us up to this moment. And as usual, we clap our dear God. Thank you very much for keeping us up to today. I thank the Kabaka of Buganda for BBS Terefayina, management BBS Terefayina for Somera Mudiro program, which has benefited many of us and our dear parents. Thank you very much for always keeping our candidates ready to listen to us. My dear viewers, allow me convey my heartfelt condolence to first my bosses, the Brothers of Christian Instruction at Chisubi, Washiso District Education Office, the staff, pupils, St. Donozio Boys Primary School, Chisubi community, and the entire family for the demise of our dear brother, Brother Bernard Mwebazi. Very unfortunate, the Lord took you. May his soul rest in peace. Bye-bye, Brother Bernard. We shall really miss you. Yeah, I'm sorry, I may be a bit, he has been a personal friend of mine, so we pray that his soul rests in peace. My dear candidates, last Saturday I was here and we were talking, we discussed these words. We discussed fairly, we discussed quite, I talked of rather and pretty. These are adverbs that are in our curriculum, and we as candidates should be able to understand them very well so that in our day-to-day lives we use them well. Come examinations, we are able to apply them wherever you can be able to apply them correctly. I remember last Saturday, I had a discussion with you about fairly quite. And I remember I started with some kind of story, but that story was rotating around the word degree. To which extent? This is where we need these words. To which extent? And I remember, in terms of trying to help you understand the usage of fairly and quite, I remember I gave fairly 50%. To which extent? I told you that as I go through these words, I want to try to move slowly so that we can pick and we are able to use them in our day-to-day lives and apply them in case of examinations. So I gave fairly 50, and I used that example, fairly good. That means, to which extent is he good? We gave it 50. Then I gave quite 75. This 75 came as a result of telling you that when we come in for quite has two. Has two, I didn't want to use the word definitions, but has two meanings. We use quite to mean two things. One, I remember I told you more than a little, but less than very. That's one of the, which I gave you last Saturday. More than a little, but less than very. That's what I gave you. And I gave you quite a number of examples to bring out that more than a little, but less than very. So this is where we came in that if somebody says fairly good, that's at 50%. Quite good, then you are slightly, to which extent? Slightly higher than fairly. So I brought quite a number of examples. And we ended with bringing in the other meaning of quite, which was completely. The other meaning. One is more than a little, but less than very. Then the other one was completely. And those of you who are following, I remember I even gave you some adjectives that we use with quite to mean completely. If I can recall, there was an adjective like different. Quite different, meaning completely different. I gave you some adjectives. I'm sure you must have noted them down. So that is how our Saturday went. And we saw fairly and quite. I left you with some work. I thank all of you who really take that time to do the work. I normally look at it. Then I finally decide to discuss the answers with you, so that for those whose work I never looked at, we can look at the answers that we should have written and then understand everything very well. And for that matter, I will request our dear producer to show us. There were two exercises that I gave you. We can look at the first exercise, the first one, dear producer. We go back to the first one. Okay? So that is, if you could look at the screen, we had that exercise. And with that one, you were just, we had those sentences. And your work was to tell us in which context. Yeah, because we have context A, more than a little, less than very. Then we have context B, completely. So your task was to tell me in which context quite was used. So number one, I remember I had done number one for you. It's quite called, where are the quotes? So that is context A, more than a little, less than very. Then we had 2. Are you sure? Yes, quite sure. Now, sure was one of those that I gave you. So sure takes context B, which is completely sure. This time not context A. Number 3. Joseph's English is quite good. Quite good takes context A, more than a little, less than very. Number 4. I couldn't believe it. It was quite incredible. Incredible is one of those adjectives that I gave you. So it takes context B. Completely incredible. Let us look at 5. The people I work with are quite friendly. Quite friendly takes context A, more than a little, less than very. 6. Because you did this, I'm trying to be slightly speedy so that time can be enough for us. Number 6. My bedroom is quite big. Now, quite big is context A, more than a little, less than very. And number 7, you are quite right. Quite right takes context B, completely right, because it's one of those adjectives that I gave you. So if you have 7 out of 7, of course I had done number 1 for you, but you have 7 out of 7, just clap yourself. Then we shall just clap yourself, and at least if you have 7 out of 7, then you are able to look at that adverb quite, and you are able to know in which context it is being used. It will help us in the future, especially question 1 to 5. That one will help us seriously. My dear producer, let's go to the next exercise. Good. Now, that exercise, complete the sentences using quite plus one of the following. There are some of you candidates who sent me work and you forgot the word quite. You sent me the work, but some I had to tell them, and they had to they made the corrections and they sent the work. But many of us were making that mistake of forgetting quite in our answers. Otherwise, we had a busy day, a long way, a good voice, a strong wind, a nice time, a lot of mistakes, a nice day, a frightening experience. So number 1, I also had done number 1 for you the other Saturday. The weather was better than we had expected. It was quite a nice day. Number 2, Tom often sings. He has got quite a good voice. The bus stop wasn't very near the hotel. We had to walk quite a long way. I am tired. I have had quite a busy day. Our holiday was wonderful. We had quite a nice time. It is warm today, but there is quite a strong wind. I hope that never happens again. It was quite a frightening experience. Number 8, she speaks English fluently, but she makes quite a lot of mistakes. So my dear candidate, if you have 8 out of 8, still clap yourselves. You are very good. Somehow you've got the concept of quite. So thank you very much if you got all those numbers correct. Now we shall come back to our chalkboard, and then As I told you, we are now going to deal with rather and pretty. We want now to see rather and pretty. Remember I told you adverbs. Apart from pretty, the pretty may play two roles. An adverb, an adjective. But now rather, one thing we should know is that rather is stronger than quite. You know, the whole thing as we go through these four. To which extent? To which extent? We've seen fairly 50. Quite, I'm taking you to 75. Now we want to see rather and pretty. And I will request my producer, let us look at what I organized for you as in rather. So you can look at the screen. And when I put those sentences, whatever I put on the screen, I'm kind of telling you, please, you copy quickly. Then later on, I can do the explanation. That's what I'm trying to say. So when you look at the screen, you see rather is stronger than quite. Rather is stronger than quite. It suggests more than usual. Suggests more than, as you write, my dear candidates, more than is usual. Then more than is expected. More than is expected. I'm sure you are writing. More than was wanted. More than was wanted. Now when you look at rather is stronger than quite, it can suggest more than is usual. There are a few things that we think are usual. More than is expected. More than was wanted. Now we are to skip, you skip B and skip C for the time being. Skip B and skip C. Then we look at those four examples that I put there. How was the film? Rather good. I was surprised. How was the film? Rather good. I was surprised. Matthew speaks French rather well. Often think he is from France. Rather well. Often think he's from France. I think I will put the heater on. It is rather cold. It is rather cold. And then the last one, I have had rather a long day. I have had rather a long day. I have had rather a long day. Now, I'm sure my dear candidates have copied down those sentences. Somebody may have taken a picture. Now I want to do some explanation. As you are writing the examples, I was pulling out these. Rather well, rather good, rather cold, rather a long day. And I'm going back to our rather. What does rather mean? More than is usual. More than is expected. More than was wanted. Our example was, how was the film? Rather good. I was surprised. Meaning, what I expected is not what I saw. I expected a film which may not be that good, but I was surprised. Rather good. In other words, more than what is expected. Look at the other example. Matthew speaks French rather well. often think, I think I must have missed the word people there. Martha speaks French rather well. People often think he is from France rather well. So somebody, my dear candidate, somebody uses a language. In my example that I gave you, I've used French. But then you're surprised. Say, you guys, are you coming from French? Are you coming from France? Rather, not French. Are you coming from France? Because the French you speak is more than what I expected. More than usual. The way you speak that language is more than what is expected. Rather well. I gave you an example where I said, I think I will put the heater on. It is rather cold. It is rather cold. So I'm using it to bring out this more than what is usual. Yes, this is not the usual weather that we experience. So I am using rather to bring it out that the coldness that we feel is more than usual. So rather good, rather well, rather cold, rather a long day. Rather a long day. Somebody was, I have had rather a long day. More than, maybe I'm used to going to my place of work at 8. And then I'm used to leaving the place of work at 4 p.m. And then on this particular day, I go an extra mile, an hour or two. Rather a long day, more than what was wanted, more than what is usual, more than what is expected. That's why we are bringing in rather a long day. So this is our A. If we can briefly go back to our screen, my dear producer, just show these candidates the screen once again, because we have B, and B I'm saying, in unfavorable comments, we usually say rather. 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 We usually say rather. My dear producer, if you could take me to the next slide. Yeah, that slide has more. The next slide. The next slide, my dear producer. In unfavorable comments, we usually say rather. The book was rather boring. Please, my dear candidates, as you look at the screen, just copy whatever you see there. Then I later on come back with our explanations. Rather boring. Then we have, it was rather awkward moving out of the house. We have rather awkward moving out of the house. Rather awkward moving out of the house. Then we have, the president saw it rather suicidal. The president saw it rather suicidal to open schools on 4th June. Rather suicidal to open schools on 4th June. Now that is our, my dear producer, we can come back on our chalkboard. Yeah, we are now B. In unfavorable comments, we usually say rather. As you saw on the screen, we had our example 1, which I'm sure you wrote down. The book was rather boring. So now we're using rather. This statement is not favorable. This statement, if somebody tells you rather anything, it is not a good statement. It's not a good one. So that's why we're bringing in rather. Rather boring. It's unfavorable. It's unfavorable. Not a good one. It was rather awkward moving out of the house. Rather awkward. Rather awkward. You move out of the house. You run into problems. It was rather awkward moving out of the house. It's not a favorable statement. Actually, when somebody makes this statement, then you are already on the blaming side. Somebody is already blaming you. Rather awkward. I mean, why did you do it? Why did you do it? Rather awkward. I may not talk a lot about number 3, but the president saw it rather suicidal to open schools on 4th. Rather suicidal. Yeah, in case he did it, then maybe there will be so many issues there. So it is not a very good statement, and we have to abide by whatever decision that was made. So we are on rather. Meaning A, I've shown you this. Rather. Meaning B, in unfortunate comments, which was say rather. I'm pulling out these so that, my dear candidates, you can know the usage of our word rather. Let me go to C. Let me go to C. Let me go to C. We use rather mainly. We use rather mainly with negative words and negative ideas. That is our third rather. A, I've given you that. B, I've given you that. Then C, we use rather mainly with negative words and negative ideas. Look at the screen, my dear young candidates. I have a few examples. Look at the screen. Wonderful. It's rather cold. You had better wear your coat. It's rather cold. You had better wear your coat. It's rather cold. You had better wear your coat. So let's take a negative idea. Somebody brings that. Actually, somebody would be even wondering why we are not putting it on. What is the examination like? Rather difficult, I am afraid. Rather difficult. After rather difficult should be a comma. I am afraid. Rather difficult. Rather difficult. Rather difficult. Rather difficult. Then let us get a taxi. It's rather a long way to walk. 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 Yeah, I'm sure my dear candidates have copied down those examples. I'm now dealing with meaning C. We use rather mainly with negative words and negative ideas. Rather cold. If you look at the example that you wrote, rather cold. Rather difficult. Somebody, you can imagine when you move out of an examination room and Your parents, for example, want to find out, the results you are likely to get from an examination, and your statement is rather difficult, I am afraid. You are negative. You are negative about the examination. Let's get a taxi. It's rather a long way. Yeah, these days, as we're going through the lockdown, private and public means we're not allowed. And we're supposed to use our bicycles and so on. And many of us were really moving on foot. Now as you move from point A to point B, somebody tells you, let's get a taxi. It's not a long way. Even if you knew where you were going, already your head is contaminated. Already your brains will have to go negative and say, so are we going to walk for such a long distance? This is where we are. This is where we are. So you can see that the usage of rather runs along these meanings here. Rather good, rather well, rather cold, rather a long day, rather boring, rather awkward, rather suicidal, rather cold, rather difficult, rather a long way. Now, my dear candidates, we have to study, we have to put this into our heads very well, so that when you meet the word rather, you are able to know in which context. Is it more than is usual? More than is expected? More than was wanted? For me, when I was trying to look out the examples that I'll be giving you, that's why I'm doing this. These are the examples. A, here. B, here, in unfavorable comments. We usually use rather. Then C, we are here. We use rather mainly with negative words and negative ideas. That is something about rather. So, my dear candidates, if I would be happy if you copy down these ones very well, so that even when you come across other statements, other sentences that have got that, then you are able to know that now, I think this time rather is used in this perspective. Rather is used in under B. Rather under C. Now that is our rather. Let me go to pretty. Pretty. My producer, may we go to the next slide and see what's there? My producer, can we go to the next slide? Good. We have pretty. And I'm sure my candidates are looking at the screen right now. Pretty. Pretty, we have pretty there. And we have pretty, informal, is like rather. But only modifies adjectives and adverbs. This time I'm not going to go into what adjectives and what adverbs. At our level, we know what those are. To a certain extent or degree, pretty big. We are saying there is no big difference between pretty and rather. How was the concert? It was pretty good. Pretty good. Pretty good. I'll put it here. Pretty good is like rather, but modifies adjectives and adverbs. So pretty goes in for adjectives and adverbs. We can see our good. The concert was pretty good. It can easily go back to what I saw is actually what is not what I expected. It was just pretty good. You are driving pretty fast. You are driving pretty fast. You are driving pretty fast. My dear candidates, somebody says you are driving pretty fast. Yeah. Somebody is used to speed 50. Speed 50. You go beyond speed 75. Pretty fast. Somebody didn't expect. Somebody does not want that. Somebody is not used to that kind of speed. Pretty fast. So somebody, you go through the whole journey. When somebody is a bit surprised at the way you drive. Pretty fast. Pretty good. And we have pretty well, meaning almost. Pretty well. I don't know whether you copy down. We can go back to our screen, my dear producer. We can go back to our screen, and this, I want this kind of to look at pretty well. We have pretty well. I'll put it here. Pretty well. Pretty well meaning almost. Pretty well meaning almost. Now you see, I have pretty well finished. I have almost finished. I have pretty well finished. I have almost finished. So, that's where we are. If I may come back for purposes of emphasis, fairly 50. Quite 75. Rather more than. But the difference is there is some bit of something which is unusual. If we go to rather, it is unusual. It is not expected. If you look at the examples I've been giving you. Then pretty, almost, means rather, not expected. So, when we meet these words in our day-to-day lives, we should be able to recall especially this area. And then recall not very little, not a little, but not very, just a little, but not very. Because our concern, I brought in fairly just to help us understand all of these. But our concern, as far as our curriculum is concerned, is here, quite, rather. So that you can understand very well how they are used. Should be able. So that you know that if I am to use quite, then I should be meaning not a little, but not more than very. In case I use rather, then I should be meaning any of these. More than is usual, more than is expected, more than was wanted. Then B. In unfavorable comments, we use usually. Unfavorable comments. I gave you those examples. That's when I brought in this. And then C, we use rather mainly with negative words and negative ideas. There is, my dear professor, can we go to the next slide? The next slide and see what is there. Now look at D and E. Look at D and E. As I read through, you should be writing. Often we use quite with a positive idea. Often we use quite with a positive idea. And rather with a negative idea. I don't want to rub off this because it's a summary of our lesson. Often we use quite, I'll put it here. Often we use quite with a positive idea. Positive idea. And rather with a negative idea. Often we use quite with a positive idea and rather with a negative idea. If my producer can take us back to the screen, and then we look at those examples. I said, she is quite intelligent. Now that is a positive idea. She is quite intelligent. Positive idea, but rather lazy. Huh? She is quite intelligent, but rather lazy. Now, rather is a negative one. Look at the next example. The teacher was quite kind, but rather over strict. You can imagine Mr. X, who is quite kind, positive idea, but rather over strict, negative idea. That is the D, which I may not write on the chalkboard. I know you are copying it down. And then we go to E. We can use rather with a comparative. I'm trying to exploit this word rather. We can use rather with a comparative. We can use rather with a comparative. Look at that example I gave you. The meat took rather longer than expected. The meat took rather longer than expected. Rather longer. I will write it here. Rather longer than expected. Rather longer. Rather longer than expected. Maybe there's something I expected, but took rather longer than expected. So those are our meanings of rather. And in the interest of time, there is an exercise we are first of all going to do together. We are going to do it together as we try to find out. This time around, as I told you last Saturday, I dealt with fair and quite. Today I've dealt with the rather and pretty. But of course, you realize that I'm using so many words to explain these. I'm using so many words to explain quite and rather. So there is an exercise which is on your screen. Of course, you're going to do it, but I want to kind of help you go through it quickly so that you don't get so many problems. Complete this exercise with the words in brackets. And I'm saying each time use quite with a positive word and rather with a negative word. Of course, I did number one for you. She is quite intelligent, but rather lazy. So, of course, we see that intelligent is a positive word. So, we bring in quite. But rather lazy. Lazy is a negative word. So, we bring in rather. Now, if you can look at all, I'm just going to look at the words in brackets. I see well. Mr. Producer, let's go back to those words in brackets because I want to help these candidates so that they are able to do this work very well. We have well and noisy. We have well and noisy. I'm worried I have to rub off. I have to. Okay. We have well and noisy. Then we have long and interesting. Long and interesting. Long and interesting. Then we have a hard worker and slow. Hard worker stroke slow. Slow. Oh, I'm slow. Then we have disappointed, pleased. Disappointed. Then pleased. Disappointed, pleased. So what do I want you to do? I think I didn't want to rub off anything so that you are disappointed. We have disappointed and pleased. Have disappointed and pleased. I'll stop with this. Now, my dear candidate, you have the task of looking at these two words. Well, noisy. Long, interesting. A hard worker, slow. Disappointed, pleased. Then you identify which of these words is negative. So the one which is negative, you add rather. The one which is negative, then you find out which word is positive. The one which is positive, you add quite. So that you are able to do number 2 to number 7. Just adding quite and then adding rather. The task you have is only to find out which, among those words which are in brackets, which of the words has got, which of the words is negative. Then you add rather. Which word? For example, well and noisy. Yeah, I'm sure well is positive. So we shall say quite well. Yeah, the cat goes quite well, but it is rather noisy. I'm now doing a second number for you. So you are left with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 numbers to do. And normally after these lessons, I normally get many of you calling, teacher, I never copied the work very well. I'll request our dear producer to bring back these words on the screen, the exercise, so that you can copy it very well, and then we see how our lesson will be ending. But it is important, very important, to take note. To take note of, I'm sure you have copied that work. I'm sure you have copied that work. And I think we shall end our lesson today with that. I'm sure you have got the concept behind fairly, usage of fairly, usage of quite, usage of rather, usage of pretty. Usage of pretty. Yeah, there's something I wanted to, it might be out of this, but I don't know, candidates, whether you have heard of, we are calling it, there's a term which is coming in one of these days. I just have to rub off this. The term which is coming in, which is called the new normal. The new normal. There's a term coming in these days called the new normal. The new normal is trying to show us that all factors considered, we have the disease called COVID-19. So what we are advised as school learning children is to try to adapt what we shall, it is just starting, but I'm sure you're about to hear of it, the new normal. The new normal meaning that much as we are home because of COVID-19, let us be very attentive to such programs, radio programs, TV programs. Actually, there is the major reason why I'm bringing in the new normal is that I am trying to work out a website, where we shall try to go beyond the candidates. We shall look at P5, we look at P6, and then try to have some of these lessons so that even after the lesson, you can always go back and check on our website. I'm sure by next Saturday, I should be able to come out with what they call a domain. Yeah, those who understand IT know that, what they call a domain, so that we can start to adapt by the new normal. It's called the new normal because a few things may go on changing, a few things. So let us try to adapt. When it comes to TV learning, please let us always be there. Let us all follow what the teachers are telling us. If there is anything that you can read over the internet, please do read it so that we are not caught offside in this era of the new normal. Thank you very much for listening to me today. I'm just sure, unless otherwise, but I'm sure we have got this. So when I finish talking about fairly, quiet, rather than pretty, then of course we are going to start on our last subtopic of examinations. That is sitting for examinations. Then we close the chapter of first term. And then possibly we start to think of second term. I wish you the best of the weekend. Ssaabasajja Kabaka awangaali.
Somera mu ddiiro lyo ng'ewagiddwa Maryland High School erisangibwa Entebbe. Ssomero ly'abawala n'abalenzi lusomesa arts ne sciences okuviira ddala ku siniya esooka okutuukira ddala ku siniya ey'omukaaga nga lisangibwa mu kifo ekiweweevu obulungi. Tulina ebisulo eby'omulembe, science laboratory ssaako ne computer lab wamu ne.
She gives you her number, but your pen didn't work and the bus is gone. Get a pen you can rely on. Big Crystal, the long-lasting pen with perfect ink flow.
Wamune.
Green Hill Academy has high standards of learning and the teachers are very good. They give you a sense of belonging.
Green Hill has helped me to discover my talent.
The environment is good.
Encouraged us children to be excellent.
Wamune.
Combo University, a private chartered university that offers world-class education at all levels, including certificates, diplomas, bachelor's and master's degrees. Our courses include computing and IT, law, journalism, nursing, business administration, education, fashion and design, and many more. Admissions for the August 2020 intake are still open. Will you join us?
Wamune.
Kids Kingdom Kindergarten and Daycare. Somero ly'abaana bato. Omuzadde leeta omwana ogenda okola ebibyo. Ebyokuzanyisa by'abaana byonna mu nsi tubirina. Ate ng'abaana we bazannyira wagazi nnyo. Jjukira security enka. Amasomero gonna gali mu kikomera. Abasomesa be tulina bakugu mu baana. Abaana tubaliisa bulungi nnyo munnange. Tulina main campus e Buddo Naggalabi nga bwakayisa Buddo Junior.
Owange gyebaliku okuteka ku ssente leero munyoluka mmotoka yo olinnya lifuti oba okute ku mapesa ga kompyuta yo ku mulimu olina gw'okutekwa mu ngalo oba ku ssimu yo yennyini weetaaga skin guard hand wash soap ne sanitizer. Linda ku katono tunuulya engalo zo oziraba oyinza okuba okutte ku kintu ekiriko obuwuka bwa coronavirus kubanga busobola okwekwekako okumala essaawa nnya
obanyiza mu nsonda y'akakokolako oba okozesa akatambaala bw'omaliriza okasuule mu dustibin yo. Bw'ofuna obubonero obulaga COVID-19 sigala ewaka okubire aba Ministry of Health ku 0800-000-666 oba ku 0800-2030-33 okufuna obuyambi. Wabula bw'oba oyagala kuzza bujja intaneti yo eya Rock Telecom, kozesa emikutu gyaffe egya digito nga Mastercard, Visa ne ba agent. Osobola okunyiga *252#, sigala ewaka, sigala nga weekuumye, sigala ku Rock Internet.
Embalirira y'omwaka gw'ebyensimbi 2022 ebalirirwamu obusana mu butaano obw'ensimbi za Uganda nga kino kitegeeza
nti wabaddewo okweyongerako
ebitundu 12 n'obutundu 36 ku buli 100 bw'ogeraageranya n'embalirira y'omwaka gw'ebyensimbi oguwedde eyawemmenta obuse 40. Ku mulundi guno ensaasaanya yakumalawo obuse 11 ate ebyenkulaakulana bimalewo obuse 18 olwo obuse 15 z'ensimbi gavumenti ze yeetaaga okuddukanya ebitongole byayo. Ensimbi zino ziwulikika ng'ennyingi naye abaffe zimala okuvujjirira ebyo ebintu ebigasiza awamu abantu okuli okutumbula amakolero, amasannyalaze, ebyenguudo, ebyobulamu n'obulwadde bwa COVID ssaako n'ebyobulimi. Kati nno goberera embalirira y'eggwanga ng'esomebwa ng'ennaku z'omwezi 11 mwezi ogw'omukaaga omwaka 2020. Embalirira y'eggwanga buvunaanyizibwa bwaffe.
obubaka buno bukutuusibwako bannakyewa aba csburg nga baliwo mu ne ura minisitule y'ensimbi n'okuteekerateekera eggwanga wamu ne bank of uganda mu kiseera kino ekyateekebwawo eky'omwezi omulamba ogw'embalirira.
CBS FM radio yo ekwanjulira enkola ennyangu eya ECBS kirango, enkola gy'oweererezaamu ekirango kyo nga tovudde wooli. Genda mu ssimu yo awaweerezebwa obubaka bwa SMS owandiike CBS 88 oba CBS 89 okusinziira ku mukutu gw'oyagala ekirango kyo kisomebwe. Lekawo akabanga, wandiika ekirango kyo, bw'omaliriza osindike ku 8228. Oluvannyuma londa ku miteeko egikuweererezebwa okusinziira ekirango kyo mwe kigwa. Ddamu n'ennamba g'omuteeka ekirango kyo mwe kigwa era goberera endagiriro kuweerezebwa wammanga omuli ennaku za wiiki ezaawuddwa n'ennamba. Londako wakati wa nnamba emu okutuuka ku nnamba 7 okulaga olunaku lw'oyagala ekirango kyo kisomebwe. Olunaku lw'onaaba olonze ojja ddugobereza n'obudde obusengekeddwa wakati wa A okutuuka ku Y era nga buno bwe bunaalaga budde ki bw'oyagala ekirango kyo kisomebwemu okuva ku ssaawa 11 ez'okumakya okutuukira ddala ku ssaawa 4 ez'ekiro. Bw'omaliriza obudde bugobereze n'emirundi gy'oyagala ekirango kyo kisomebwe. Okugeza bw'oba oyagala ekirango kyo kisomebwe ku bbalaza oba olunaku lwa Mande ssaawa 12 ez'okumakya, emirundi 3 ojja kuwandiika nnamba emu ogigobereze ne bba olw'omalirize ne 3. Bw'omaliriza oddemu osindike ku 8228. Ng'omaliriza bino byonna ojja kuddizibwa obubaka obulaga omuwendo gwa ssente zigenda osalibwa ku ssimu yo. Bw'omaliriza okukakasa obubaka obukuddiziddwa, genda mu ssimu yo ku akawunti ya mobile money oba airtel money okakase okusalibwako ssente zino. Olwo nno ekirango kyo kiryoke kisomebwe ku CBS 88 oba CBS 89. So nga gw'ayagala okumanya ebisingawo tukubire ku nnamba z'essimu ezo wammanga. Jjukira nti enkola n'obukwakulizo bigobererwa.
BBS Terefayina eyaffe.
Somera mu ddiiro lyo ng'ewagiddwa. Maryland High School erisangibwa Entebbe, ssomero ly'abawala n'abalenzi. Tusomesa arts ne sciences okuviira ddala ku siniya esooka okutuukira ddala ku siniya ey'omukaaga nga lisangibwa mu kifo ekiweweevu obulungi. Tulina ebisulo eby'omulembe, science laboratory ssaako ne computer lab wamu ne.
She gives you her number, but your pen didn't work and the bus is gone. Get a pen you can rely on. Big Crystal, the long-lasting pen with perfect ink flow.
Wamune.
Green Hill Academy has high standards of learning and the teachers are very good. They give you a sense of belonging.
Green Hill has helped me to discover my talent.
The environment is good.
Encouraged us children to be excellent.
Wamune.
Combo University, a private chartered university that offers world-class education at all levels, including certificates, diplomas, bachelor's and master's degrees. Our courses include computing and IT, law, journalism, nursing, business administration, education, fashion and design, and many more. Admissions for the August 2020 intake are still open. Will you join us?
Wamune.
Kids Kingdom Kindergarten and Daycare. Somero ly'abaana bato. Omuzadde leeta omwana ogenda okola ebibyo. Ebyokuzanyisa by'abaana byonna mu nsi tubirina. Ate nga abaana we bazannyira wagazi nnyo. Jjukira security enka. Amasomero gonna gali mu kikomera. Abasomesa be tulina bakugu mu baana. Abaana tubaliisa bulungi nnyo munnange. Tulina main campus e Buddo Naggalabi nga bwakayisa Buddo Junior.
Yes, we want to continue thanking the management of BBS for once again another opportunity to share about economics. I want to salute all our esteemed viewers, more especially the candidates. I want to continue encouraging you that don't get devastated, don't get frustrated. As day follows night, we shall go back at our respective schools and we continue with our education. And indeed, finally, we shall have to answer the questions in the final exams. My name is Rukera Stanley. I'm here once again to share with you issues in economics. We planned these 2 weeks, the last Saturday and today, to continue digesting on how to answer the question. We had thought that by this time we would be at the verge of reporting back at school, but due to the unforeseen circumstances, we have been pushed again for 1 month. Then we shall arrange more discussions to look at quite a number of issues. Next week, God willing, we shall be looking at the different scenarios in using per capita income as a measure of standard of living. I want to once again remind you there's quite some serious conversation about the economy going around the country on different media platforms. Want to encourage you to follow those conversations. They are touching basically the fiscal policy and the monetary policy as far as other variables that make up our subject as economics. There are quite a number of discussions about the stimulus package. There are issues about investment, consumption, saving, issues in the bank, issues in the Ministry of Finance, as well as the key sectors that we need to stimulate at this time to ensure that our economy can once again go back to the normal speed as projected earlier in terms of growth and development. I want to move very fast today because we must complete this caption so that next week we can look at quite a number of issues as I've already intimated. Now we are looking at how to answer the question. I named it how to answer the question. We have quite a number of questions in economics, but we want to see how can we approach these questions appropriately so that we can maximize our scores. Last time we looked at a few issues. We looked at the questions asking implications. We had questions about procedures, about contributions. Today we want to move and start with the circumstantial questions. Questions about circumstances, conditions. How do we answer them? We are saying that when you're looking at questions that are circumstantial in nature, we start our answers with when, in case, if, where, but we use them appropriately. You don't just interchange them because of fashion. You use them appropriately so that the answer sounds to be logical, as we said at the beginning. Now, questions of this nature could be, under what circumstances? Under what circumstances may demand for the commodity increase in an economy? Yes, under what circumstances may demand for the commodity increase in an economy? They are looking at the circumstances, under what circumstances. So we are going to answer when there is an increase in the consumer's income. When there is an increase in the consumer's income. When there is an increase in the consumer's income. So we expect demand to increase when there is an increase in the consumer's income, which increases the purchasing power of the consumer, which increases the ability of the consumer to buy more of this commodity, thereby increasing the quantity demanded for the commodity. When there is an increase in the market size, in case of an increase in the market size, in case of a favorable change in the government policy towards the consumption of the commodity, in case of a reduction in taxation by the government towards the consumption of the commodity. So this is the mood in which we answer such a question. We can have several other questions. Under what circumstances may employees be justified to demand for higher wages? Under what circumstances may employees be justified to demand? So the circumstances that make it justifiable for the workers, for the employees to demand for a higher wage, say, in case there is an increase in the marginal productivity of the worker, in case the employer is not paying the legislated minimum wage by the government, where employees in a similar occupation, in a similar sector, are paid a higher wage. Now, those are the circumstances. In case, when, if. Under what circumstances may price elasticity of demand be inelastic in an economy? Under what circumstances? In case of a necessity, or in case the commodity is a necessity, in case of a commodity without substitutes, in case of high addiction, or in case a consumer is addicted to the consumption of a commodity and can hardly give up the consumption of that commodity, is going to continue buying more of the commodity even when its price has increased, because he can hardly give up with the consumption because he is highly addicted to the consumption of the commodity. So these are the circumstantial questions, and that's how we handle them. When in case, if these are not optional, they must appear as you are starting the statement of the answer. Don't say probably I can leave them out. The examiner will be sympathetic. Now I want to move and look at another category of questions. So we are going to be a little bit fast. We want to complete this. We talked about questions asking for factors influencing, determining, affecting, considered. Now we said that when you are answering these questions, asking for factors influencing, factors determining, factors affecting, factors considered, we are saying that our answers are neutral. Our answers are neutral. We use neutral answers. A neutral answer is that answer which is silent at the statement of the answer, but it is the explanation to make the point speak, to make the point take the sides. So we state it when it is neutral, but the explanation is two-sided. For example, neutral words, size of the market. Take example, we are looking at the factors influencing or determining the level of national income, size of the market, level of technology, level of technology, the degree. These are the neutral words. Now, it's the explanation to tell us what happens with advanced technology and what happens with backward or rudimentary technology. What happens with a big market and what happens with a small market size. Now the explanation is looking at big, small, advanced, backward, high, low, favorable, unfavorable. The political climate, it is neutral. Political climate, it is neutral. Now the explanation is going to tell us what happens when the climate is not good in terms of political instabilities and insecurities, and what happens when the climate is good, where there is peace and security. So the explanation must be balanced. Some of us, we have issues with the government policy. Now, the government policy, as it is, does not make sense. Not until you tell us this government policy is about what? Is it about investment? Is it about, say, incentives? Is it about taxation? Is it about expenditure? It's about what? So, government policy on investment, government policy on taxation and subsidization. Government policy on what? Because we are aware that a government has quite a number of policies ranging from across all the sectors. So you must be specific when you are talking about the government policy. So we have said that the point is stated when it is neutral. A neutral point, you have said, is silent at the point statement, and it is the explanation that is making the point to speak when you are giving the two-sided explanations. Those questions are very many, and you'll be finding them. Now, for factors that have affected, sometimes to say when they have already affected or influenced. Now, because this influenced, affected is in the past tense. So even when you use has, all you have in the explanation will be marked. But in the other questions, we would prefer you to make your explanation in the simple present tense or continuous tense, but don't speculate. Don't use may, can, if. No. Those ones don't apply. Because factors influencing, they are doing their work right now. They are influencing the level of industrialization, they are influencing the level of demand, they are influencing the level of capital accumulation, they are influencing the level of, say, growth and development. So don't use if, can, may, should, no. Use simple present tense and continuous tense, and this past participle in case they have already affected. For example, explain the factors that have affected the level of industrialization in your country. So you'll be telling us how the infrastructure development has affected the level of industrialization in terms of establishment, in terms of location, and in terms of stimulating the activities in terms of production of goods and services. So those are the questions that are talking about factors determining, influencing, affecting, considered. Make the points neutral, make a balanced explanation. Remember, at the beginning we said the marks are hidden in how. So your ability to explain the how of the point is going to be at the point of your marks. So you make sure that you have convinced the examiner how. Now I want to look at the biased questions. Biased questions. Now these ones are stemming from the neutral ones. Now the biased, they are one-sided. They're either looking at only the high, the low, the increase, the decrease, but they're not looking at a neutral point. So for example, the answers must be also group-sided or one-sided or biased. Account for low level of capital accumulation. In your country, account for low level of capital accumulation. Capital accumulation in your country, low level. Now, they are not interested in the level of capital accumulation, but low level. Therefore, the answers are going also to be one-sided. For example, you say low saving, political instabilities. Now, when you are explaining, you are not interested in the high saving. So it explains because of the low savings, there is low investment. And because of the low investment, there is low capital accumulation. Because of political instability or instabilities, economic activities are disrupted because of fear for the loss of life and property. And therefore, this scares away the potential investors. Hence, low capital accumulation. So, one-sided explanation. It starts from the statement of the point. Don't say level of saving. No. It's low saving, which is explaining low level of capital accumulation. Not political climate, but political instabilities or unfavorable political climate. Unfavorable. The moment you say the political climate is unfavorable, you have already biased it that political climate is not good in as far as supporting and promoting capital accumulation is concerned. I want to look at another category of questions and how we can appropriately respond at these questions. These are questions asking for objectives. We're going to find many. Aims, rationale, necessity, reasons. Now, questions of this nature, sometimes you can say account for when they mean reasons. Are going to look at account for category of questions. Now, these questions, you are supposed to respond using two in order. 2, 4, and sometimes we can use the present continuous. Shall look at those instances. The present continuous tense. And these words must be seen at the stem of the answer, as you are starting your answer to achieve this. Question like, we're going to have like, why is it necessary? For example, why is it necessary to measure national income statistics in your country? Why is it necessary? They're asking for the rationale. They're asking for the reasons. Why is it necessary for the national income figures to be computed? To solicit for foreign aid. To solicit for foreign aid. Now, in the explanation, you give how the national income figures are going to assist in the process of soliciting for foreign aid. To measure the per capita income, it's the total national income divided by the total population of the country that gives per capita income, which is used as a measure of standard of living. So you give the benefit, you give the advantage as you are building your explanation. Why is it necessary to undertake population census in an economy? Why do economies struggle to count people and establish the number of the people in the country? Why? To facilitate planning. Two, in order for. Explain the objectives of the monetary policy. in your country. I've told you at the beginning there is a lot of discussion about the monetary policy. I told you that the monetary policy, that's the work of the central bank, and the fiscal policy is the work of the Ministry of Finance. Now, but the two have a meeting point. Now, there's a lot of discussion. Why is the central bank saying we are reducing on the banker rate to 8% now? Give the objectives to achieve price stability. Achieving, I've talked about the present continuous, ensuring political ensuring price stability. You will be right. Controlling inflation, ensuring a stable foreign exchange rate, stimulating investment. Because why? Bring down the banker rate is to ensure that the interest rate also goes down. To enable the public acquire loans from commercial banks and carry out investment activities. As you are aware that today in the COVID pandemic, very many businesses are hit and there is need to stimulate these activities. So we are saying that here objectives we can use 2 in order to 4. The same applies to rationale. They are asking for the reasons. Why is it necessary? The aims of taxation, the aims of trade protectionism. The reason is 4. Yes, we shall look at another caption. We shall look at the reasons, but you don't. I told you don't read one word and conclude, because they can ask you for reasons when they want the causes of something. Then don't say the man said use 2. No. Have the capacity to discern. I told you at the beginning that you remain with the discretion to decide how to answer the question appropriately after reading the entire question. But this is just creation of a framework that you can use to survive, more especially for questions that may not require a serious interpretation beyond what you are going to agree upon today. Now we have another category of questions, and these questions ask you to account for. Now account for can't be too folded. We have where account for is asking us for reasons, and account for that is asking for causes. Now, where you are accounting for a problem, then we give causes. Accounting for a problem. Then there are times when we are accounting for an intention. We can account for problems or the undesired circumstances. But also we can account for intentions. Intentions, it means that something is done deliberately. The government wakes up one day to do something deliberately. So when we account for intentions, we give reasons. And therefore the reasons will start with our 2. Account for privatization of public enterprises in your country. So the government of Uganda intentionally decides to transfer the state-owned enterprises to the hands of the private sector. What is the intention? Why is the government doing this? Then you give reasons. To increase efficiency in these firms, to reduce on government expenditure, to reduce on corruption, to encourage investment, to enable the government to concentrate on the provision of essential services like education and health. Then you are accounting for intentions. But account for the dominancy of small-scale farms in your country account for the dominance. You see, this dominance of small-scale farms is not desirable. We are not intending to have a country where majority of the farms are small because they have their own challenges and they have their own limitations as far as their contribution towards growth and development is concerned. So when we are accounting for problems, then we give causes of that problem. Account for persistent instabilities in the prices of agricultural products in your country. Why are these prices ever fluctuating? I know you know that we don't desire to have the prices fluctuating in the country, more especially to our farmers, because of the adverse effects that such fluctuations have on the economy as a whole and on individuals at the micro level. So there we give the causes. Account for the persistent budgetary deficit in your country. Quite often we have had our budget in deficit. Even the one that's going to be read next week on Thursday, it has a deficit of over 20%. So we must watch out for account. When you see intentions, we use the reasons. When we are accounting for problems, then we use the causes. Yes. Now I have these questions that challenge us to present a case for and against. Present a case for and against. A case for and against. Now, for, we are giving merits stroke advantages. Then against, we are giving demerits stroke disadvantages. Present a case for privatization, a case for and against privatization in any economy or in your country. Then we are going to present a case for, then we use the merits of privatization presented in the simple present tense. It contributes, it helps, it promotes, it encourages. Then the case against, then we are using the demerits or disadvantages. Present a case for and against import substitution industrial development strategy in your country. Yes, among the issues that are being discussed widely today is how do we strengthen our import substitution industrial strategy that we have discovered with the lockdown, that all economies are moving towards self-sufficiency, self-sustenance. How do you survive on your own without imports? So we must work upon how do we promote the industries that are promoting products that are formerly imported and we produce them locally here. But so they can ask you to present a case for that and against that. So it will be giving us the merits or the advantages of producing the items we have been importing in Uganda, and after exhausting the merits, then however, we also present a case against using the disadvantages that we are likely to face if we happen to start producing our former imports in the country. So that's how we handle this. Present a case for and against. You are presenting advantages and disadvantages. Now, the other category, we want to look at those questions that are suggestive in nature. Suggestive questions. Now, these questions require the candidate to give the opinion, suggest. I told you at the beginning that if you are going to suggest something which is suggestible, you must understand the framework under which you are making the suggestions, under which you are proposing. So you are free to use may, can, should. Infrastructure should be improved. That's your suggestion. But again, in the explanation, tell us how the improvement in the infrastructure going to achieve what you are told to suggest towards. For example, if we are suggesting measures to improve national income in our country, then you tell us how the improvement in infrastructure is going to stimulate the production of goods and services to give us more output, and then we get more income. How the improvement in the education in terms of making it vocational and more practical is going to be pivotal in stimulating production in the country. So you can use if, way, may, could, but you suggest what is suggestible, having appreciated the framework. So you can put the explanations in the future tense. There is no problem. Now, there are questions that ask us for characteristics, features, qualities, features, characteristics, qualities. Sometimes they can use salient. I've seen some kind of struggling to understand the word salient. Salient, these are just the most important, the outstanding features. For example, if we are, so when we are going to answer these questions, we have what you call qualifiers. How do we qualify our answers? When we are talking about the features, when we are talking about the characteristics. So there are those words that we normally use, mainly, many, basically, dominated, most. There are very many. I know when we check in our literature, you can find many of them. So, but we must use them appropriately because they don't mean the same. Basically, we look at the percentage. If it's above 50, it has qualified to be majority, most, mainly dominated. But if it is, say, 20%, those are many. Many means more than one. So we say, many industries in Uganda are agro-based. Not majority of them, but many of them. Many of them. The other thing we must watch out is when we are going to use figures. There are times when we want to use figures. And for example, we want to say 70%, 20%. Now, because these figures, the data sometimes changes, and you may not be, up to date as far as the exact figure is concerned. So we can use about, if you are going to use a figure, about, 10%, approximately. Approximately. 65%. You want to say that in agriculture, it's dominated by the subsistence sector. Approximately. Now, when you say approximate, you are within plus or minus, say plus 5 minus 5. It is acceptable. Not to overcommit yourself when you actually don't know the exact figure. You can approximate, you can use about, but make sure that you are within the range. Because if, for example, we say 65% of our farmers are in subsistence agriculture, they are producing for own consumption. And you say approximately 10%. Now, that approximation is not within the range. But that word can save you not to commit many mistakes. So, I can ask you to explain the features of the informal sector in your country. You have seen the conversations I told you about as are going on. It's about how to revamp the informal sector. You have seen that majority of the economic activities around the Kampala are informal. You have seen people, hand to mouth, the issues, they don't have books of accounts, they don't use skilled labor. You have seen those issues. So let me ask you to describe the features of that sector explain the features of the industrial sector in your country. Mainly urban based. That majority of the industrial farms are found in urban areas. Not Kampala, but urban areas, including Mbale, Tororo, Hoima, Fort Portal. When you go to those towns, you will find a concentration of these farms. So those are the questions. Now we have the question that asks us for tools, principles, sometimes methods. Tools, principles. Sometimes you can ask for methods. They even call them canons. Now, when you are asked a question about the tools, your duty, number one, is to mention the tool appropriately. If it is, say, the canon is the principles of taxation, and you say certainty, or the canon of convenience, the principle of certainty, the canon of economy, state it clearly. Now, after stating it, give the meaning, define the tool. What does it mean? You're talking about the tools of monetary policy. And we've talked about the banker rate. What is it? It's the rate at which commercial banks borrow money from the central bank. Wonderful. Operationalize. How does it work? Operationalize the tool. How does it work? So the marking, you'll be looking at the three. The tool is mentioned. Wonderful. Is the meaning of the tool given? Perfect. Is the operationalization okay? Then you get your full mark. So mention the tool, give its meaning, then operationalize it. How does it work? That during inflation, referring to the banker rate in the monetary policy, the central bank increases the banker rate so as either to discourage commercial banks from borrowing from the central bank, or to increase the rate at which the commercial banks borrow. And therefore, either of the two, if they have not borrowed, it means they have less to lend to the public. Or if they continue to borrow from the central bank expensively, it means that they are also going to increase the interest rate, because the banker rate informs the interest rate. And as the interest rate increases, it discourages the public from borrowing from the commercial banks, because it has become expensive to borrow. And at the end of the day, less amount of money is going into circulation. The meaning, but you first state the tool appropriately. What does it mean? How does it work? That's very, very, very important. So you can look at the tools of monetary policy. You can look at the tools of trade protectionism. You can look at the canons of taxation. Now, all those things. You can again look at the methods used by trade union to successfully bargain for an increment in the wage, more especially when you want to organize a serious campaign to convince the employers or to force the employers to make something better for the workers. They have the methods. They are very standard methods that you cannot just alter and you get the marks. Now, there are questions that have also caused problems that we need to look at today. These are the questions that ask us for, say, change in something, variation, called variations, differences. Yeah, sometimes they can be just biased and they say increase or decrease. Now this question is sometimes challenge candidates and they end up missing the marks despite the fact that they have the answers. that would be manipulated to score. For example, they can say, no, before we go ahead, I want to say that your answer, you see, when there is a change in the question, increase, decrease, variations, now it has created some oscillation, some motion. Something is changing from one level to another. Now, our answer must also be stated in the same mood. So, we are going also to use these words like a change, variations, differences when we are stating our points. Now, when we are explaining, we must show the examiner that there is movement. Something is moving from one point to another, either from a lower point to a higher point, or from a higher point to a lower point. That motion is very important to accommodate when we are answering questions of this nature. For example, account for the change in supply of a commodity in an economy. Account for the change in supply. Change in supply. That means supply is either increasing or decreasing. We have an increase or a decrease. Now we say the change in costs of production. Change in cost of production. Change in cost of production. Such that this change in cost of production can explain the change in supply. Not the level of cost of production, not the size, not the degree, but the change. Variations in cost of production. Because now the cost of production are also moving up and down, so that they can explain the movement in the supply from up and down, up and down. Why may demand for commodity increase? Increase. Demand is increasing. So the increase in income, increase in consumers income. So demand is increasing because of the increase in consumers income. It's even wonderful when this is a normal commodity whose demand increases with the increase in income. So variations, changes must be accommodated in our points. Yes, account for income inequalities in your country. Income inequalities, we have the rich, we have the poor. Now when we are stating a point, it must be stated in that mood. Variations in wages paid. The unmatching wage policies. Unmatching. Difference in access. Difference in what? In access to credit. I wanted to look at the theory questions, but time is not on our side. But briefly, the theory questions. Theory questions. Here, candidates were talking about issues about Keynesian theory of unemployment, Malthus in population, the quantitative theory of money. They're talking about the principle of comparative advantage, international trade. Now, the moment we are talking about theories, one, you must know how is the theory stated. It states that whereas, like Malthus, whereas food production grows at an arithmetic rate, population growth grows at a geometric rate. Therefore, at a certain time, that's time t, population growth would outstrip food production and the population trap will occur. At that time, there is need for the negative checks, the preventive checks, like celibacy, to stop population growth, or else the positives will set in, like wars, epidemics, and what have you. Now, you know the statement. Now, illustration. Now, the illustration, there are those that are illustrated using the curves, like Malthus, you go for a curve. There are those that illustrated using figures or equations, like the quantity theory of money. Know the illustration very well. Number 3, know whether they are remedies. Oh, no, assumptions, first of all. The assumptions that were stated. What are the assumptions? What are the conditions that this person behind the theory, put across to explain the theory? Know the assumptions. Now, did he recommend anything? For example, in as far as Keynes' theory of unemployment is concerned, he said, do something about increasing aggregate demand. So as to increase, the buying of goods and services, you're going to stimulate production, you're going to stimulate income, you're going to stimulate demand for factors of production, including labor, and you create the jobs. So you must know what did he say. After that, now the next step is we assess the theory in terms of application and in terms of limitations. Now, when we are assessing a theory, our major interest, we're going to look at the areas where it is relevant and the areas where it is not relevant. More especially, its limitations. But where do we pick them? We pick the assessment, first of all, from the assumptions. What did he say? He said, for example, a closed economy. Is our country closed? We said, no, it is open. Therefore, the theory cannot apply in an open economy because somebody behind the theory envisaged a closed economy. What did he say? He said the two commodities. But are we trading the two commodities? No. Therefore, it's not bilateral trade, but rather it's multilateral trade. So you are now trying to you are critiquing the theory basing on the assumptions. You don't critique something out of ignorance. You must look at what did he say. And it's upon the basis of what he said that you criticize him. The other thing we look at the scope in terms of did he cover all what is required? We say no. We look at geographical. The theory was developed in Europe. For us, we are in Africa. The theory was developed in a developed economy. This is a developing economy. Okay? Timing. The theory was developed, say, 2 centuries ago. This is a new century. So you look at the scope in terms of time, geographical location, and many other factors. Then, now, you are moving now, the timing. So when you know those things, you can analyze the theory very well. Then you have a step ahead. I want to thank you very much for today's audience. I want to believe that you have been following all what you have managed to cover today. We are going to stop here. I want to encourage you to continue reading. There is hope that we shall write the exams at an appropriate time. So don't give up. Ssaabasajja Kabaka awangaale.
Somera mu ddiiro lyo ng'ewagiddwa Maryland High School erisangibwa Entebbe. Ssomero ly'abawala n'abalenzi lusomesa arts ne sciences okuviira ddala ku siniya esooka okutuukira ddala ku siniya ey'omukaaga nga lisangibwa mu kifo ekiweeweevu obulungi. Tulina ebisuula eby'omulembe, science laboratory,